Adrian, I did it. Yeah, this video I want to talk about the Rocky movies. I just watched the fifth one. I'll probably watch Rocky Balboa tonight or tomorrow, whenever later, because later tonight me and my brother are going to see Avengers, The Age of Ultron. I love the Rocky movies because it talks about a punk on the street who ends up being famous and overcomes all the obstacles that are thrown at him, and then wins the title and enjoys the riches of being a civilized wealthy man, and then loses it all because Paulie makes a mistake and gives all their money to, I guess, Rocky's accountant, and they talk about it, but it gets confusing, and then they lose everything, and then Rocky's back on the street, but he reclaims his title against Tommy Gunn by proving that he still has the punch power around the world, like they're saying, and how every fighter he fought was with heart, and how the Duke in there corrupted Tommy and just wanted the money, and Tommy got corrupted. But that, I mean, they're all good. I think the best one's Rocky, but they're all good. They all have their place. The fifth one probably was the worst one. They were all good because it wasn't like he was in the ring, but it was unique that they had him in the street, so that was cool too. But I just like it. It's, yeah, it's about boxing, but my dad's into Rocky too. But it is about boxing and what goes on in the ring with him, and how Apollo gave him a shot, and he went way over their expectations of how he would do. He surpassed everybody with being I guess a southpaw because of the way he fights and stuff. But it's amazing. It's cool, like in the third one too, how Apollo ends up training him to be Clubber Lang, because Clubber Lang knocks him out because of Mickey's death, and he lost his edge. And that, I mean, and that was like in between all the movies. That was really about Rocky learning everything he could from Apollo that he didn't know. And then the fourth one, it's cool. They didn't have the Rocky theme, but they call it the training montage. I have it on my phone. It's one of my favorite pieces of music in the movies. And how he does his own training, and Rocky's on his own. He pretty much does everything on his own. Yeah, that Tony Burton helps him, but Rocky just pretty much, it's cool though. Like the first and second one, obviously, again, Mickey trains him to beat Apollo or to go up against Apollo. Then the third one, Apollo trains him. Then the fourth one, the Russian kills Apollo. So Rocky's pretty much on his own, and he combines everything you could say I like that Mickey and Apollo trained him for, and he does his own training in Russia. And again, I love the training montage music, and Hard on Fire is a good one too. And then the fifth one, he loses again everything because Paulie gives their money to his accountant, and I guess they lose big on a lot of money, and they're back in the same neighborhood they were originally. So it's kind of cool. Rocky started out as a bum on the docks, collecting money from people, and then he ends up becoming big, and then he loses everything because of a mistake Paulie makes. And then in Rocky Balboa, it's unique. They talk about the history of him. They talk about how his punching power felt around the world can still impact everyone, and pretty much, his son's trying to find his place, and he feels like he's living in Rocky's shadow, and then they finally have it out with a talk, and Rocky says nothing's gonna hit you harder than life, and he's right, because in real life, life hits us no matter how successful we are. I mean, I've been there, obviously, with some of my experiences, but pretty much, he gets it through to his kid that you gotta make a life for yourself, and he's like, I don't care, you know, I don't care how many hits you make in the ring or whatever, nothing's gonna hit harder than life, no matter how hard you hit or whatever. And it was a good lesson for all of us, if you're especially into the Rockies. But it's just, I mean, when he touches on that, that's what I thought one of the best parts of the movie was, and how, they wondered how an old-time veteran like Rocky in the ring would do against Mason the Line Dixon. I liked his name they had, and obviously Mason won the match because Rocky was old and he could barely move his legs, and but his punching power still was felt around the world, and that's what gave him the advantage. Because I guess when Vic Mason had an opening and Rocky went and just plowed at the body, and for what it was, Rocky actually hurt even Dixon for the generations that Rocky was from and he was from. He was in the new generation, Rocky was in the old, and the old kind of taught the new some stuff. And then Mason even admitted, wow, Rocky taught me some stuff, I want to train harder. And that was a real challenge, because all the other fighters, I guess they called them has-beens for Mace, were nothing. That was his nickname, Mace. And then his son's there supporting him, and little Marie supports him with a picture from Adrian's photo. I thought that was touching. I didn't know, but it seemed like little Marie and him, they had something, but they didn't because of Adrian. I think they were sort of a couple, but they were off and on. But I guess in the next year or two, they're coming out. I guess Rocky's coming out technically with a 7. I guess it's going to be called Creed. Me and my friend were talking about it, and I guess it's about how Rocky trains his grandson. So I'm interested to see that movie. I don't think it'll be as good as the first 5, because they were the original, or kind of Balboa, but it's cool that Sylvester Stallone can still do it. And he had some other good movies. I seen bits and pieces of, like, Over the Top, the arm wrestling one. Me and who was it? Me and Larry Boughton at work, a guy at work, we were talking about it. And sorry, Larry, to use your name, we were talking about that because it's just like Rocky, but it's all about arm wrestling, and that's what I like about it. But I mean, just the Rocky movies are good. I mean, I should do some more videos on other trilogies or sets of movies. But it is hot out, guys, and I got the AC working. I am hot. I had a rough day at work, but I'm gonna try to extend my videos and hopefully not have errors. So you guys have a good weekend, and later on I'm gonna go with my brother to see Avengers: The Age of Ultron. So have a good day, guys.